Hey, 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 everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to today's Tuesday Live. I'm going to be talking with all of you today, and I am going to make this interactive after I've done my presentation. So if you've got questions about meditation, I know some of you have sent in your questions, which is awesome. I will be addressing them. And let's see, who say hello in the chat area. Say hello. And let's see. So what I'm going to be doing today is, again, I'm going to be talking about what meditation is all about. And I'm also going to address the myths behind it, as well as if you've been meditating and maybe you're stuck. So let's see. Hey, Deb. Hello, Lori. Hello, Deb. Hello, Thumper. Hello, hello, hello. So once I've done and shared with you all the facets about meditating, not just obviously with yourself, but inviting your animal into the space, then I'm going to open it up for Q&A. And like I said, I'm going to answer. People have started sending in their questions. I'm going to go ahead and answer that. So make sure also, if you're watching either the live or if you're watching on the replay, make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you stay up to date as well as notified when I go live, because I'm planning in January of going live 2 times out of the month. I'm going to keep Tuesdays as the day to do it. Just not sure if I'm going to be doing it in the afternoon or the morning, but I will keep you all up to date with that. So also, make sure that if you haven't downloaded, I have a free guided meditation. I've put the link below this video. If you haven't downloaded that free guided meditation, you definitely want to do that, because that meditation is very powerful and it allows you to connect with both your animals that are here as well as in spirit. Vanessa, hello. Vane, hello. Hello, Vanessa. Oh, good. You were able to make it today. Thank you. Oh my God. You're so welcome. So glad you guys are here. So Debbie's here. Lori's here. You know Debbie. Debbie is Thumper the rabbit. And you know Lori because you've met everybody in yesterday's class. Jennifer, you're here. Oh, wonderful. Nice to see you, Jen. When I look down, I'm looking at the chat area. Okay. So for those who don't know who I am, my name is Dulce and I'm an animal communicator. And I've been communicating with animals telepathically for over 10 years now. And actually, we're coming up to the 1-year anniversary of my Animal Community Mastery Group program, where I provide both group and individual mentoring that focuses on my 5-step awaken process that helps everyone connect deeper, align their energies, and have the ability to talk with their animals, whether they're physically here or in spirit. And of course, in that program, I have students that are taking it and they're expanding it into their own practices. So it's very, very powerful. Feel free to check that out. That link is also below this video. Okay, let's get started. So, and I have Trek and Sugar here playing. So if you hear things going on, that's those two playing. All right. Let's see. Hey, Tiffany. Welcome, Tiffany Collective Harmony Music. Tiffany is here. Thank you so much, Tiffany, for being here. So let's get started. What is meditation? It's actually really simple. The problem is many of us overcomplicate it. And the reason why is because we go into that mode of, I can't do it, or I've looked it up, I've Googled it, it's too hard, it's too complicated. But it's just a matter, the hardest part is actually practicing. And, it's not about sitting in a certain position. It's not about your hands being in a certain, holding them like this. I don't know why they make all these pictures where they're like this. I don't know why. That doesn't help. That actually makes it very complicated. But what it is, it's a matter of actually becoming familiar with yourself and connecting with your conscious mind. Now, what do I mean by that? Becoming familiar with yourself is those thoughts that run through your mind. So it's about slowing down the body and the mind. And the best way to start doing that is using your breath. Do you guys hear Sugar? He's talking. Sugar is talking. I love this. What he's doing is he's feeling my energy. This is his way of supporting me. I know him. Your animals have their own personalities. So becoming familiar with yourself is about slowing down the mind and as well as the body. And the goal is so that you become in that subconscious or conscious state where you actually start understanding what your thoughts and feelings are happening. I'm going to give you a great example. Have you ever started meditating and then all of a sudden your mind starts wandering and it goes off into the future? Oh my God, I forgot to do this, or I can't forget, or oh, I need to do this today, or I really had a crappy conversation with my boyfriend and I don't understand. Where your mind just goes off. And then the next thing that happens is you conveniently or in a comfortable way, because you're familiar with this, say, you know what, now's not a good time to meditate. I better go take care of those things, because if I don't take care of those things, it isn't going to happen, or I'll be late, or this or that. Well, guess what? That is normal. That is super, super normal. So, yes, Deb, that's happened to you. Has that ever happened to anybody else that's watching this? Or if you're watching this on the replay, comment if that has happened to you. Because I want you to understand that that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. And I'm here to tell you there's nothing wrong with you, but everything right. Yes. Okay. I'm getting more yeses. This is awesome. What's happening is you've just haven't awakened to the fact that your brain and your body have been on autopilot for years, doing the same thing day in and day out, thinking the same way, feeling the same way, doing the same things. Like every morning when you wake up, you feel a certain way. It's like every morning you have these thoughts. It's like, and it's for most people, it's, oh, I got to get up and I got to do this, I got to do that, blah, blah, blah. As opposed to, today's a brand new day. This is fantastic. I'm super excited, because that in of itself changes everything. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But what's happening is you really have a choice to now learn how to change your life. And you're connecting with your animal at the same time. And you're learning about your personality. Do you like your present personality, or do you want to change aspects of your personality and start experiencing life with situations and people and circumstances that are all coming to you because you've shifted your thoughts, because you've taken the time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes every day to go into that quiet state, quieting the mind, quieting the body, setting the intention, becoming familiar with yourself and those thoughts. The key is not about judging yourself or questioning, but to observe. When you get in and you've started quieting the mind, you've asked your animal to come into the space, you've kept that space open, and now you're breathing and you're relaxing. And then all of a sudden, your mind starts wandering. The point is you want to become familiar with what your mind is wandering. If you're not sure why, that's okay. That's okay. Just stay with that thought, but be the observer. Again, you're not judging yourself. Oh, I can't do this. No, you want to, oh my God, okay, I'm going to observe this, what I'm thinking. My body wants to get up and not do this because it's uncomfortable, because it's awkward, because I'm not used to it, because I've never been able to do it. But I really want to do this. I really want to stay with this. I'm just going to watch my thoughts. And that right there, that's the breaking part. That's where you either, okay, stay with it, or you try it another day. But you don't beat yourself up on it. You just don't. Again, it's not about judging yourself, but this is meditation. And we can actually do this in our waking moments, in our walking moments, or our sitting moments. It's just becoming familiar with our feelings and our thoughts. If they resonate for us, we go deeper, meaning we're like, okay, I want to take that deeper. I want to explore those good feelings. I want to explore how I can expand my experience with that. Or if they don't feel good, that's really a good time. If you've got feelings and thoughts that don't feel good, that really is the good time to close your eyes and be gentle and kind with yourself and go in and observe what you're not feeling good about. If you're upset about a circumstance that happened in the past, if you're worried about something that's going to happen in the future, really examine and observe it, because what's going on is when you're staying with those feelings and those thoughts, it's actually allowing you to observe and be aware of, wait a minute, I've been feeling like this for a while. Oh my goodness. It's been 10 years and I've been feeling guilty about this. But now, because you're observing it and you're aware of it, you've allowed yourself to become familiar. Remember, meditation means becoming familiar. You're allowing yourself to become familiar with those thoughts and feelings. And once you acknowledge, wow, that's been the past, you actually uncover, becoming familiar, you're uncovering what's keeping you locked into the past, and you're becoming familiar with it, but you're no longer looking or living in the past. I'll repeat myself. Once you uncover becoming familiar with one thought, with one feeling, with one experience, you're no longer looking or living in the past, and you're no longer looking at the future in the lens of the past. And your brain and body are chemically changing through emotions and seeing the possibilities. And this is one of the major reasons why our bodies become dis-ease, not comfortable, in balance, not in homeostasis, because we don't take time for ourselves and just quiet the body, quiet the mind, and allow our animals to give us signs and signals to quiet the body, quiet the mind. Why do you think animals love to rest and sleep? They know what it means to go into their space, to go into meditation. And yes, animals do meditate. That's a discussion for another time, relevant to the signs and signals and what that really means. How do you tell? But I will tell you this. Dogs, you'll see them dreaming, okay? But before they go into dreaming and they're moving their legs, I'm kind of getting off track, but I think this is really important. Their legs are moving, but before they do that, you'll notice that they're so at peace. That's because they've gone into that state. Cats do the same thing. When you see cats going like this, or their head is down like that, they're in a meditative state. But let me get back to what I was sharing with you. Again, your brain and body are chemically aligned and able to change through your emotions, seeing those possibilities. So if there's something in your life that you want to change, all you need to do is ask yourself, well, I realize now I've been feeling guilty for the past 10 years because of blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter. And it could be maybe, let's talk about our animals. Maybe you felt guilty for a circumstance that led to the transition of your animal. And you realize now, wow, those feelings keep me in a really dark place, keep me low vibration, and doesn't allow me to feel my pet in spirit when I know that I can. So here's, just to use that as an example, here's the question. What would it feel like if I let go of the guilt? I would feel, fill in the blank. I'd feel lighthearted. I'd feel free. And what else would it look like? I can either be in a meditative state, or I can go about my business and start getting signs and signals from my fur baby in spirit. That's just one example I'm giving you. But when you start thinking and feeling differently, you will get to the point where When you miss a meditation, you're going to feel it. You may even feel heavy, and that's normal. The key is to practice, because when you practice every day, you are going to find that every day there's going to be less moments of where you slip, where you fall from grace, where you're not in the present moment. You're going to find that you become more and more in the present moment longer. And that's one of the purposes of meditating. One of the purposes of meditating. I want to see if anybody are making any comments. I do struggle with that. Okay, Deb, can make us physically sick? Yes, absolutely. Rabbits sleep like cats. Oh, that's really cool. I didn't know that. I think that is so cool. Deb, you should do a video about that. Okay. So again, that's why it's really important to practice every day. And at night, at the end of the day, you want to ask yourself, well, how did I do? Did I fall from grace? How long did I stay unconscious? How long did it take me? Or how less of a time today versus last week? Man, I got right back. I acknowledged myself. I realized I was not in the present moment. So this is all about learning to not just be in the present moment, but how does it really work? It works with the combination of your brain and your heart. And it's called a heart-based consciousness, where you know you need to use your brain for certain things, right? But when you start becoming more heart-based consciousness, where you're allowing yourself to be in the present moment, to receive the information, you actually are truly awake more than not. Okay. So, oh, and yes, I'm so glad you guys are taking my poll. I'm going to leave that poll up until the end of this live. So, because that poll will also help me how to further support you, whether it's in a video or going live next time. Okay. So, how do we really start meditating? And I want to know, can you all, who here right now, yes, it's like brushing our teeth. Absolutely. It's like learning to learn again, but not yes, you're learning about your true self. People, our true selves, our true way of living is truly being conscious with ourselves, acknowledging yourself. Yeah, I didn't like how I felt yesterday because I allowed my brain to go off in that icky state of those low vibrations, of those thinking, the old patterns of thinking. And in meditation, again, it's to become familiar with yourself. This is the time to set the intention of what it is you want to work on. That's one aspect of meditation. But how do we start? So here's what you want to do. You may want to take, hey, Taya. I'm going to tell us, we feel so much grief because we both weren't at home at the time. Me and my husband. Yes, that I will address that. If there's time after my presentation and answering people's questions about what I'm talking about, which is called what I'm talking about, what meditation's all about, what it means, and how to go through the process, I will be happy to answer your question about that, Taya. How do we start meditating? First of all, understanding that it is doing your own inner work. You're setting the intention. And if you've never meditated before or you've tried it, you've stopped and start, please do yourself a favor. Set the intention you're just going to give yourself 5, maybe 10 minutes at tops. You don't want to go, okay, I'm going to sit here for a half an hour. That is not realistic. It just isn't. It just isn't. I've been meditating most of my adult life. And fortunately, little about me, when I was a child, I'm very close with my grandmother. She taught me transcendental meditation. So at the age of 8, I started doing TM. I started doing transcendental meditation. And it was very, very powerful. I got sidetracked as many of us do, but I came back to it in my teen years with her. And she was so graceful. And like, of course, you weren't ready and you're ready now. So my point is that wherever you are starting, you cannot start. Like if you're going to go climb a mountain, you've never climbed a mountain before, Don't expect to climb that whole mountain, but maybe go 20 feet, 10 feet. Might take you 5 minutes, might take you 10 minutes. That's how you start. You start in increments. But you want to be able to create a quiet space. You want to turn your phone off unless you're using your phone for music or a guided meditation, which is fine. But make sure your animals have access to your space, because they're going to come into your space and they will know when you've already started meditating. When you've started doing that deep breathing, closing your eyes, trust the process. And right at that point, if you want, you can verbally or telepathically say, hey, I'm starting my meditation now. I welcome you into the space with me, and thank them. Just thank them. And then go into that meditative state, go into that quiet state, allowing your breath. I would recommend staying in breath, deep breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth for at least a minute or two, so that you really are relaxing the body. And I also recommend using a guided meditation. Again, if you've never meditated before, I don't recommend just trying to do it on your own. I just don't. That's a lot. But you can either use my guided meditation or anybody else's that resonates for you. So that's what I recommend. But again, start in small increments. Start with 5 to 10 minutes. Now, if you are only playing music, that's fine. Just, again, start with your breathing and relax the body. You can start from head to toe, go down, starting at your head, go down to your toes, or start at your toes and work your way up, just relaxing the body. And as you're doing this, I just want you to focus on what you're feeling. Now, if thoughts start coming in, accept them. Pick one and be the observer of them. Be the observer of them. Powerful. Just like I explained in the beginning of this live. If you're just watching now and you've just hopped on, continue, stay with us, but then watch the replay in the beginning, because you'll understand what it means to be the observer and be aware of those thoughts, because it's a good thing. It's a very good thing. So I want to address another aspect of meditating, and meditating in a state of, okay, I'm not going to go sit in a quiet space. I'm just going to go sit down and chill out with my animal. But I'm setting the intention of being in a quiet space. This is a less formal way. This is a beautiful way. If you've been meditating for a long time and you feel stuck, switch it around. Just be. Just set, just be. Set the intention. I'm going to go chill out and sit where they are. Don't go to your room. Don't go. If you have a private sanctuary, change it up. Just change it up. Like I do. I've been doing this every other day. It's really cool. And sometimes twice a day. I go into the laundry room where Stevie is. I don't know if you've been watching my videos and or watching my community post, but there's a cat in the laundry room I'm caring for. He's actually still a kitten, and his name is Stevie. And I am helping him heal, but better said, he is guiding my energies and aligning my energies with faith and the all-knowing of healing is taking place. And what I do in my meditation with him is I go in there and I just sit down. And if you look at the picture, I took that picture yesterday. This was after I had finished just giving him tons of hugs and just being with him, saying how much I love him. I know he's healed. I know his body is so healthy and strong, and that the powers that be are aligning everything in divine timing. And that is a meditation. It's just so powerful, and you're just with that energy. So you can be, if your animals are going through any imbalances, any discomfort, go with them, hug them, go and be in their space. Tell them how much you love them. But the key here is you really have to believe this. You really have to come from alignment of love. Love is not emotion, love is energy, which is why I started this presentation about talking about becoming familiar with yourself. Because if there's inner work to be done, if you've got thoughts, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, I feel like crap today, I don't know, that low self-esteem, oh my God, nobody likes me, oh my God, I don't know what to do. You're not coming from a place of love. You're coming from a place of a separateness. You're coming from an imbalance. And that's why doing our inner work with ourselves, allowing our animals to come into our space to support us while we're doing the inner work is very, very, very important. It's very important. So you can't have any fear. You can't have doubt. You know, you have to be in presence. You have to be in love. You have to be in joy. You have to be in all-knowing. Because this, like I said, this is another state of meditation. And the key is truly envisioning it already happening. The key is truly envisioning. I've already envisioned Stevie inside playing with everybody, using the litter pan naturally, going about his business. And it works, and it's happening. I know it's happening. The same thing applies when you're in that meditation. Whatever feelings, whatever old beliefs or things that you know you want to change, you have to then envision exactly how you want to see yourself in that being, in that state. And this is the fun part. You can create anything. You can envision anything. But the inner work is so, so important. And you have to trust. You just have to trust that everything is done, everyone is healed, and you do the same thing for yourself. I did this 3 years ago when COVID came. I injured this shoulder. They told me I had 3 dislocations in the shoulder, the rotator cuff. They said, "Oh, you need surgery." I cried. Oh, I lost it. I called my mentor then, got myself up, put my big girl pants on. I said, "Wait a minute, I can do this." And I went home. I just changed everything. And within about 3 months, now it's been 3 years, it's totally healed. I work out. I've been horseback riding. Point is our minds are stronger than what we give credit to. And we can change our body. We can heal our body. I know there are people watching this live right now who are in the process of healing their body. I know that. And it is all part of everyone's journey at anyone and everyone's own timing. So when you know you're ready, you know you're ready. When you get to the lowest of lows, pretty much when you're ready. Let me see. Very hard when sew install need a lot of work, but that's okay. But Deb, I'm going to share with you, Thumper the Rabbit, I'm going to share with you. That's a belief system. That's a belief system. You've got to realign your thought. Okay, it's time to go and now have fun with what I can change in my life. And then it doesn't become hard. It just becomes part of your beautiful journey. It's all about your perspective. It's all about your belief system. Okay. And I'm going to share with you, I know that all of this works. Again, the picture of Stevie and I, my other animals, my clients, they're all healing in their own journey. And it's all about trusting yourself and faith. So whatever your intention for the day, for that quiet time, it's about becoming familiar with yourself, with your thoughts and your feelings. You no longer want to live by or live in the past, that you want to change. Okay. Also, one other area I want to share when it comes to your animals and our animals in spirit. Everything I've shared, you'll go into that quiet space. And when you're in that quiet space, and my guided meditation will help you with this, but if you don't even use it, that's fine. You're in that beautiful quiet space and you want to connect with your dog, your cat, your bird, your bunny, your horse, your snake, your gerbil. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who they are, only that they are. All you need to do is set the intention with your eyes closed. Thank them for being there. Smile. Tell them you love them. You are open to receiving and ask them how they're doing. That will start your conversation. It works all the time. It works all the time. It's all about setting the intention, quieting the mind with breath, understanding you're just allowing yourself to become familiar with your true self. Okay. All right. That's what I wanted to share with you. Yeah. All right. I'm going to go check out. Let me put that up there. Okay. I don't want to end the poll. I just want to close that window. Okay, good. So I have one printed out question that I'm going to answer. And if you've got questions, either what I've addressed here on the live relevant to meditation, please ask. Please ask. Okay. So Deb has asked, does it make a difference if I'm laying down for the meditation or do I have to sit up? This is a great question. And thank you. Thank you so much for asking this. Excuse me. Okay. I know, but from both my own personal experience as well as my clients sharing with me. If you're super sleepy and or you didn't get enough rest the night before, and or you are just full of emotion and you've triggered yourself, I gotta lay down, that's the only way I can feel better, then just go take a nap. That is not the time to do meditation. However, if you are sleepy or you're triggered with such emotion, but you're encouraged and you are determined to be the observer of your feelings and your thoughts, you want to go into a meditation and you want to be sitting upright. If you're exhausted, meditation usually is not the best time to go lay down and think you're going to go meditate. You'll end up falling asleep. Now, will you have amazing dreams? Maybe. You may have nightmares. Maybe. I don't know. Everybody is different. But I can tell you from both my personal and as well as professional that laying down can induce more of a sleep than it can of being consciously at that heart-based consciousness awareness of being an observer in that meditative state. Because the other aspect of meditation is to utilize and set the intention to get answers for things. You know, if you're working on a project, should you take that new job? Should you spend, $2,000 on something or do something else with the money? I'm just giving you examples. Meditation is a perfect place to receive answers from your higher self and or from your guides. So take that in mind. So Deb, to answer your question, to truly being in a conscious meditative state, I would sit up. I would sit up comfortably. I would have either your feet on the floor. I don't really feel like sitting in a cross-legged position is realistic. I can't. It hurts. It hurts if I sit too long in a cross-legged position. And I'm going to share something with you. When I'm in the living room and I'm sitting with the fur babies in the living room, I grab a chair. I make sure it's next to a table because I give them a choice. They can either be on the table next to me or on the floor next to me. I've tried meditating on the floor with cross legs like this. Doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. Now, if you're flexible and you can sit there for hours, that's fantastic. The other position that you can try that I have done is sitting in, it's a yoga position where you're sitting on your knees. But again, if you're not used to that, don't. Now, if you've been practicing yoga for a long time, go for it. Try it. See if you like it. But I highly recommend sitting with your feet on the floor. Take your shoes off. Let your feet feel the ground, whether your feet are feeling the grass or the hardwood floor or the carpet. It doesn't matter. I want to talk about that also. Do you have to, hi, I'm so late. Oh, Marika, don't worry about it. And does it affect energy going through if legs are crossed? Well, Deb, I will tell you this. I'm going to tell you from my personal viewpoint. When my legs are crossed for too long, I lose circulation. Then what happens is I become conscious of, oh, I'm feeling pain in my legs. That takes me out of my state. It takes me out of my state. When I have a beautiful area in my bedroom and I have a bench because I'm used to sitting upright. My body just knows to sit upright. I don't slouch. So, but I'm going to recommend for everyone who is just starting out or you're not consistently meditating, make sure you have a chair where your spine is nicely supported. It's nicely supported. Can you meditate in bed sitting up? No, don't do it. I want you to experience having your feet on the ground. I want you to experience that. Excuse me. The other thing I want to share with you, do we have to go outside all the time? If it resonates for you, do it. Do you have to get in a car and drive somewhere special to go meditate? No. But if it resonates for you, if that's like, wow, I really want to experience that, then go for it. But you need to be realistic in your environment, in your timing, and of course, your connection with your animals. I mean, if you go to a park and you have cats around you and they don't go outside, well, if you've been meditating for a long time, yeah, you can connect with them telepathically and invite them into that space. But this presentation is all about you staying connected with them physically for now, since this is something very new for so many people. Okay. Let me see what the other comments are. So I know, Deb, you have a question. And does it about, okay. How can I differentiate and confirm that I'm actually communicating with my pets from what might be? Okay. So Van, I'll address that when I'm done addressing meditation questions, because that's what this live is all about. But if there's time, I will address that, sweetie. It's a good question. Did you not ask that question last time? If not, that's okay. All right. So Deb asked another question. With meditation, what brain waves do you use? Gamma, beta, theta, or none? And is gamma waves best to open third eye? Great question. So let's talk about the brain waves. Brain waves are measurements of electrical pulses in the brain. And these pulses, these frequencies or vibrations measure in units of frequencies called hertz. And you've seen that, Hz. You guys have seen that, hertz, right? Comment below if you've seen that. If you've seen hertz, Hz, where you'll see maybe music at a certain wave or frequency. Yes, thank you. Okay. Well, there's 5 distinct levels of frequency that your brain may be pulsing at. And each frequency level represents what type of function your brain is performing, whether it's sleep, focusing, recalling a memory, meditating, or in stress or survival mode. So the 5 level of brain frequencies are the delta, and that's less than 4 hertz. That's where your brain is at the slowest brain level. The brain And the brain increases delta waves again during sleep. Now, your awareness at that time, if you're in a really deep sleep, and obviously you're not aware you're even sleeping, you're in a delta wave brain wavelength. Then there's theta or theta, theta, theta. That's 3.5 to 7.5 hertz. That's a slow brain wave that increases when we are awake, but focusing internally, like daydreaming. Like you're just daydreaming. You don't know, you're not paying attention to what's around you. I mean, you could be sitting in traffic, you're the passenger, of course, and you're just daydreaming and everything else is going around you. That's the theta stage. Then there's alpha, which is 8 to 12 hertz. Now you'll notice as the delta and the theta and now the alpha, the waves are increasing 8 to 12. The alpha is the frequency of your brain when you are totally relaxed, but you're alert. You're relaxed, but you're alert. And guess what? The alpha stage is when you are in meditation. So, Deb, to answer your question, it's between the alpha stage and another stage that I'm going to get to. Then we have the beta, because if we're going based on the frequencies, right? If the frequency's moving, after alpha is the beta, and that's 12 to 30 hertz frequency. And that's when the brain reaches the frequency when it's alert, but it needs to process external information. So that can be when you're at work and you're just, multitasking, or it can also be if you're in survival mode or in your fight mode. It could be if you're having an argument, or if you're frustrated, or if you're angry, or if you're driving and you start cussing somebody out. That's the beta stage. Yeah, it's powerful. Then there's the gamma stage. The gamma is 25 to 140 hertz. And that's when your brain reaches a frequency when it's at its peak. You are totally cognitive, you are functioning, you're learning, you're using your memory, and you're processing information. So when you're connected with your higher self in your pineal gland, which is also called your third eye, you're actually either in the theta or the alpha wave state. So, I see sleeping video meditations at 430. So is that the same? No, it is not. Your brain wave and music brain waves are two different things. The brain waves are just to help relax the body. That brain waves are just to help to relax the body. So that's a really good question. And again, during meditation, the most common frequencies that they've done tests on this, that the EEGs, the electroencephalogram shows, and they detect between the theta and the alpha waves. So, all right. Does anybody else have any other questions about dream state? Let me see here. Okay. How long have we been going for? Oh, 43 minutes. Okay. So then what I'm going to do, I am going to answer. I know Taya, if you're still here, my husband and I lost our four-legged daughter by the hands of a car. We feel so much regret because we both weren't home at the time we got out and ran. We lived with my husband's grandpa at the time. So there's a lot going on there. Everything happened for a reason. Now, I am not I'm not doing any readings in this live, but I can tell you there are a handful of different reasons why that happened. What I want to give you some insight right now so that you can start, and this can help both you and your husband. You need to start letting go on trying to be in control of overcoming the who did this, why did they do this, how dare they took my baby away, blah 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 blah, all that, because that's keeping you locked into the circumstance. It's keeping you locked into the past. Now, why did your fur baby have that opportunity to go in front of the car? I don't know. I haven't connected with them. Now, again, this is something you may want to consider booking a full session, because it would be an honor to connect with your fur baby to find out what they want you to know as to not just why this happened, but what the life lessons, what your soul contract is all about, that is surrounding this circumstance, to help awaken you to the bigger reality of what your animal is here to teach you. And your cat is still here. Excuse me, your dog, excuse me. Wait, your cat. Which a four-legged dog. Well, I don't know if it's a dog or cat, because you said four-legged. But your animal is still with you. I would recommend Taya first starting with my guided meditation. That link is below this video. It'll start helping you calm your energies down, your mind down, the body down, so that you can actually say hello to your fur baby and feel their love for you. Okay. All right. Let me see if there's any. So it can always be good for opening a third eye. Yes, they would. If it resonates, here's the bottom line. Don't get caught up. You can't get caught up. Oh, I gotta get that piece of music, because that piece of music is gonna get me. When you start getting caught up in that, then you're getting caught up in having crutches, if you will, right? To really just calm the mind. Start with breath. Start with yourself. And play that music very low. It's not, it's not always about, what am I going to get on what music am I going to play? Don't get caught up in that. I mean, there is science to it, but don't get caught up in it. Okay. What about Schumann resonates meditation? Again, Susan, fantastic question. If it resonates for you, here's the bottom line. If a piece of music resonates for you, regardless of the hertz, right? Go with it. Believe it or not, I have some clients that I've worked with in the past that actually used jazz to help calm them. Who am I to say, no, don't do that? You got to use a certain music that's called meditation. No! That should stick in your brains. That's a great example. So, Susan, if it resonates for you, go for it. Just go for it. Good point also about the music. Definitely not the same waves, but it can help you relax, get to that meditative state if it helps you. Yes. Oh, and I'm a firm believer of following other people on social media and on YouTube. Collective Harmony Music. She teaches music. So if you want to get back into music, or you've always had this beautiful yearning, I really want to learn how to play the piano, check out Collective Harmony. Her name is Tiffany. She's a doll baby. I know Tiffany very well. She knows her stuff, and she's just amazing. Cool. Yeah, Lori, I couldn't physically take a deep breath at the beginning. Music helped me relax. Now I can take a deep breath. Yeah. So what you have shared, what you did was you opened your heart. You said, yes, I'm going to work with this, because this is something I'm setting the intention. You've already visualized yourself breathing. You're just now working through it, and now you're doing it. This is the power of our minds and our bodies and our hearts all coming together as one. Oh my God, you're so welcome. You are so welcome. Does anybody else have any other questions relevant to meditation? Again, it's not about how you're sitting. It's not about, what music you play. It's not about Let's see what else. What you're wearing. It's all about you being in the present moment and being familiar with those thoughts that are coming through your mind. The other thing, too, it is also all about watching. If you're not comfortable keeping your eyes closed, some people are not comfortable with that. That in of itself is something to meditate and or journal about. Trust the process. And if that is something you're not comfortable doing in the very beginning, watch your fur baby. Say thank you. Just watch them, observe them, but stay in your state, breathe. And anytime you find yourself thinking or feeling, I'm going to get up right now, I'm just not going to do this anymore. Start going back into that deep breathing. It will realign you. Let's see. You are so welcome. Let's see. What about walking? Yes. Yes. Walking meditation is very, very powerful. It's very powerful. Walking outside, walking in the house. Again, it's all about the intention you set and what it is that you want to work on, what it is that you are finally acknowledging that you're becoming familiar with and changing. So, yeah, I mean, and there are some powerful walking meditations out there. You can go on YouTube, of course, and look up walking meditations. And again, you can take your dog, or if your cat is an outdoor cat that's on a lead, you can just go, hey, we're gonna go for a walking meditation. Now, of course, when you're in a walking meditation, your eyes are open. Your eyes are not closed. Because the whole point of meditating is learning how to be in the present moment all throughout your waking day. And that's being conscious. It's coming from a heart based consciousness, learning to be aware of each moment of how you're feeling, what you're thinking, how did you respond or did you react? Did you lose it? Did you go, yeah, I got it. I didn't lose it. I'm rejoicing. I normally would have lost it and just like yelled at that person or yelled at the television. Well, now I don't even watch television anymore. I don't watch the news anymore. Things like that. That's the whole point of meditation because I'm a firm believer. If you can live your life more than not, I say this more than not, in the present moment, that too is a meditative state. That too is a meditate. Do I live in the present moment 100%? No way. No way. But it's all part of my journey. I have my moments. I fall from grace just like everybody. And if you ever come across anyone who claims they're like 100%, well, just go find somebody else to listen to because that's someone coming from ego. That's someone coming from ego. Ooh, we should have another discussion about that. Okay, these are great questions. Thank you so much. I'll take one more question. If there's no other questions, then I'm going to end this live. And I'm just going to wait and see if there's any other questions you all have. All right. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this live. I want to thank everyone for joining me and staying with me during the live. I want to thank you. If you are watching the replay, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you check out and download my free guided meditation. It is super powerful. I know there are a handful of people before we end the live. If those handful of people that have used my meditation, please make a comment below so that those that are watching either in the live now or the replay will get a verification, because sometimes people want to hear. It's like when you go to buy an item on eBay or Amazon, you want to like check out the reviews, right? Well, I hear you. I hear you. But yeah, check it out. Also, if you're interested in joining and checking out my Animal Community Mastery program, the link also is in my bio. It's my mentorship. It's my coaching program. Again, I offer group coaching, and a handful of people are in the group right now here. I also offer one-on-one coaching, which a handful of people here I offer, and I work with them one-on-one. You are so, Susan, I'm just so glad you were here. You are so welcome. Yes, I love your thank you. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Rabbit, Thumper, Deb. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, everyone. All right, until next time. And the next time I'm going to go live will probably be in January. And I'm planning to go live twice a month. I'm going to do Tuesdays. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this time at 2 o'clock or an earlier time, but I'll let you all know. And the reason why you want to subscribe is to stay up to date and also in my community, because I also post polls in my community. I post updates. I post cute articles, pictures, as well as Susan. Was it Susan? Yeah, you inspired me. So kudos to you for doing this live, because you are in the community. You commented on one of my posts saying, yes, I would love that. Thank you very much. So here you are. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And Van, feel free to message me if you'd like. You're so welcome. I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.